Obligatory disclaimer up front. TikTok has been muting or taking down some of our videos within minutes of them being posted. So if you're watching this video on TikTok, I want to point out that this video is available on our YouTube channel as well. I'm also adding captions for the disclaimer in case it does get muted. Now that we got that out of the way, what's up everyone watching this video? I'm Admin Tim, founder of the Sons of Liberty. Up front, the Sons of Liberty Facebook page has been taken down by Meta, alleging that an admin's account was hacked. It wasn't. And that the page posted something that was against community standards. It didn't. What's weird about this is that it happened after we posted a lot of content about Project 2025, but also about Meta's new hire, Dustin Carmack, who's one of the contributing authors of Project 2025 and a former aide to Ron DeSantis' death sentence. Now, I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but the timing and the lack of the usual details that we normally get is kind of telling. Dustin J. Carmack was a research fellow for cybersecurity, intelligence, and emerging technologies at the Heritage Foundation, and he wrote at least one chapter of Project 2025. In fact, he's touted to be the man behind the Heritage Foundation's plan to reform the U.S. intelligence community. This plan aims to increase centralization of intelligence powers in the hands of the Director of National Intelligence. This will be to the detriment of the CIA, which is deemed to be insufficiently loyal. Previously, he worked for Ron DeSantis, or as I like to call him, Ron DeSantis death sentence, and Republican Representative John Ratcliffe. Before joining Heritage, Carmack worked at the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, or the ODNI, as Chief of Staff for the Director of National Intelligence, where he worked on cybersecurity. Now, it should be noted that he was hired under the Trump administration and was replaced when Trump legitimately lost a lawful election. Alarmingly, since May of this year, he's been employed by Meta, the company which owns Facebook and Instagram, where he's the Director of Public Policy for the southern and southeastern United States. Facebook has a history of conservative bias thanks to Joel Kaplan, who hires and places many arch conservatives. There are whistleblowers who talk about how there was a double standard with moderating false claims and fake news on the platform. Conservative media received many fourth and fifth chances on a three-strike policy whilst claiming to be silenced and pressed. Meta's hire was likely made to deflect criticism from conservatives, but it's also meant to augment the firm's interactions with state governments, as the company has political positions to limit regulation and buy influence. Carmack's arrival at Meta also coincides with the company's restrictions on political content on Instagram and Threads, instituted earlier this year, which limit the reach of accounts that post about politics and social issues. The move sparked protests from journalists, activists, and even meme creators, among others, for discouraging posts about the LGBTQ rights, women's rights, and other major social issues, particularly in a presidential election year. I should note that we at the Sons of Liberty have seen shadow bans on a lot of our Facebook content after we talk about Project 2025. On my phone's lock screen, I have a ticker that shows our current Facebook post reach. It usually measures at least 1 million something, with occasional spikes of 2 and 3 million. But after we start talking about Project 2025, the count drastically drops into the tens of thousands, and that's measuring all of our posts, not just a specific post. Posts that we make will have maybe 100 interactions, where previously we saw tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands. People report seeing our page only when they actively go looking for it. What can we do about it? Not a goddamn thing. But what we can do is ask that you like, follow, subscribe, and set to favorites, all of the things. When you see our content, share it, like it, leave a comment or two, and make sure that you get your sweet ass out there and vote blue down the ballot so we can kick these fascist motherfuckers out of office and try to restore some sorely missing goddamn common sense to our country, our infrastructure, and our internet. And if you're a bootlicking simp for fascist oligarchs, get fucked and die mad about it. Hashtag not sorry, not sorry. For the Sons of Liberty, I'm Admin Tim signing off for now. Y'all be safe. 2 claps and a Rick. Fuck bitches, get money!
I wanted to provide an update to this video, but before I do, I want to point out that we have a new Facebook page. The tag is Liberty1765Official, and so accordingly, I'll be updating the throat punch and the links that we post. So the update is that in the past 2 days, the Sons of Liberty Facebook page, which has been shitposting vitriolic anti-Trump, anti-conservative, anti-fascist, anti-authoritarian content since Trump descended that golden escalator to announce his candidacy, has finally been taken offline. All of the page admins simultaneously received a generic pop-up that said that their accounts have been suspected of having been hacked and that the content we posted has been flagged as violating community standards. Now, we're not new to having our page shadow banned, and we're not new to having the page forcibly deactivated by Meta. None of us are new to being warned about comments or content. None of us are new to having our personal accounts suspended. And before you suggest that maybe someone was trying to phish or spoof us, that's not the case. I have two very private burner accounts with 0 friends that I never mention that are secret page admins, and the obvious reason being when my main account gets suspended, I can still operate the various groups and pages that I run. So we all had to upload a selfie and get verification codes via text in order to be unsuspended, and then once we clicked on the links to view the alleged violations, nothing shows up. It's literally a blank box. And our Business Center account, it doesn't show any issues. I posted a tweet on Twitter this morning and tagged Dustin Carmack in it, and about an hour later, my account was again suspended for violating terms of service. And the only thing that I've done on Facebook, outside of use Messenger to chat with admins, is to create a new Facebook page for the Sons of Liberty and post in 2 related groups that the page was active again. I really hate the idea of giving conspiracy theories any credence whatsoever, but it's just awful telling that these things just seem to happen. When we ramped up the content on Dustin Carmack and his ties to the Heritage Foundation, and when we started picking up tens of thousands of followers for talking about the dangers of Project 2025, and when the Facebook page was showing 8 million views in a 24-hour period, plus almost 1 million interactions in a 24-hour period. And those are defined as commenting, reacting, or sharing. So I mentioned that we have a new Facebook page, Liberty 1765 Official. I'm going to ask for your help. Those of you who are still on Facebook, please go like the page. Not just follow, but like the page. And after you click like, click it again and set it from default to favorite, and then click the update button. Once you do that, I'd appreciate it if you'd like any of the page posts, share the post or the posts of your choosing, and leave us a comment there to help bust up the algorithm. If you're a fan of Firefly or Serenity, can't stop the signal now. And now it's time for the throw punch!